chat was saying loser. I was like, loser? What are you talking
Molly,
about?
everyone gets one, so you're out. Professor Wells, streamer of the
That
year
was okay.
2021.
Okay,
Molly,
that's so good, guys. What he just did was so good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I am, my name's Trevor Treefort. I, back in 2018, applied for Teach for America. Teach for America is a program here in the United States where you get placed in low-income areas. If they think that you're qualified to be a good teacher, then you get hired and you get trained in 5 weeks on how to be a teacher. It doesn't matter if you have an education background or not. They put you in a crash course. So I did 5 weeks of crash course training in the poorest county in Mississippi. I taught grades anywhere from grades from 7 to 12. I taught 2 grades of middle school. I taught 1 grade of elementary school. I taught a whole bunch of high school classes, a whole bunch of grade 9 through 12s. I did 3 years as a Spanish teacher and 3 years as a physics teacher, and I taught for 5 years. So class, listen up. How is that possible? I taught physics for 3 years and Spanish for 3 years and taught for a total of 5. How is that possible? Pause the video now if you want to figure it out. This is the first exercise for a reader that we have. The answer is I was the physics and Spanish teacher at the same school for 1 year. So some people, I kid you not, would finish their physics class with me, they would not leave the classroom, and then they would start AP Spanish with me in the exact same classroom, the very next period. So I've taught 5 years. I taught 3 years in Kentucky and 2 years in Kuwait. That's right, in the Middle East, right next to Saudi Arabia and Iraq. And depending on who you ask, I was pretty good at it. You can't always win everybody over, guys. That's what I will say. Now, when it came across my attention that Ludwig was teaching at Stream University, I cracked my knuckles and thought, who better to sit here and critique this guy than veteran teacher Trevor Treefort? What is he doing that's making his classes so successful? Because literally everyone is saying, Ludwig's fucking cooking, bro. Ludwig's actually W teacher, man. He's low-key spitting. But why? What is he doing that's making it such that people are saying that? And I think Ludwig's mom was a teacher for 20 years, and he leaked that he talked to his mom and got advice on how to run his class from his mom. So I'm not surprised that he was able to have so much success because he literally had a 20-year teacher for a reference. So guys, today we are going to be watching Ludwig's class. He has a video right now called My Ultimate Streaming Guide that came out literally like an hour ago. So we are going to watch this video and I'm going to share as a veteran teacher's opinion exactly why everyone thinks that Ludwig did such a good job and whether or not I agree with it.
All right, y'all. Do you hear my voice clap once? Do you hear my voice clap twice?
Here's what I will say. You need a way as a teacher to get everyone's attention and let them know that the class has started, okay? You cannot sit at your desk and start class while you're sitting down and expect people to care about what you're saying. There needs to be a clear indication that you are ready to start class and you are about to start providing value to the students. I would not do this, if you can hear my voice clap once, if you can hear my voice clap twice, in a room full of adults, but this is adult streamers. Okay, so I don't necessarily blame him for choosing this tactic, but I'm at least happy that he's doing something to let everyone know, hey, class is starting. Like, this would be me. This would be my face. If someone was trying to do this in a room full of adults, this would be my face. But I will say I understand why he's doing it, and I think I would rather have him do this than not do anything at all.
Yo, welcome to my course today. It's called How to Get Lucky. I realize this has a bit of a sexual innuendo. It is not sexual, but I truly believe to be a successful streamer, you need to get lucky. I think every streamer has had a moment they can refer to where they got lucky, but it's about capitalizing on that luck, being prepared for when that luck strikes, all right? It is absolutely true that belief alone is not enough, all right? What you need is belief, but you also need all those other factors. The most important thing I want you to take away from this class is that you need to be delusional.
The more interviews that I'm watching of large content creators, the more that this statement reigns true. Be delusional. Other than just the content that he's teaching, I think he's doing a great job. And can I explain why? Students can pick up so fast if what you're teaching is actually going to bring them value. You can tell if a teacher does not care about what they're talking about, is not interested in what they're talking about, and has not prepared. And it is incredibly clear that immediately after Ludwig started the class, not only did he prepare, he was well prepared, but what he was about to say and what he was about to teach is going to bring value to the class. If you're a teacher, you want to start class with intention, right? A clear indicator that you want to start class, and you want to also start bringing value to the class as fast as you can, because you need to let people know exactly and quickly why they need to care about your class. Why do they need to care about your class? Why is it beneficial for them to listen to what you're saying? And he's doing a good job of it right now. Like it's already a good hook.
All right.
Amen. 100%. I always say that. Delusional.
Are already already amazing at this. All right, you were all delusional enough to have applied to Streamer U and thought that you would get picked to get in. You are all delusional enough to be hitting the go live button, which is in it of itself an act of ego, right? People should be watching me, not other people. So you're a little delusional in that sense. It is a perfect thing if you're gonna be a successful streamer. You have to be delusional. It's not a teachable skill. That is a skill that you either have intrinsically, maybe confidence you grew up with. So congratulations, you all have that. How to get lucky, a little background for y'all on who I am. I am Professor L, all right? If you don't know me.
Fluent in Chinese.
What was that?
That was Bonnie right there.
So uncalled for. What was that? Extremely uncalled for.
No, chat was saying loser. I was like, loser? What are you talking
Bonnie,
about?
everyone gets one, two, you're out. Professor L, streamer of the
That
year
was okay.
2021.
Okay,
Bonnie,
that's so good, guys. What he just did was so good. When I was doing my 5 weeks crash course for Teach for America, my very first class ever, I taught in again the poorest county in Mississippi, which is a state here in the United States. And I remember waiting to teach my class. I was waiting to teach my first class, which was a room full of third graders, so 8-year-olds. And I remember I was watching people walk out of the class that I was going to be walking into, and I swear to God, they looked like the war emote. You know the war emote in Twitch, where it's like the guy with the tilted army hat, and he just looks like his face is like... That's how people were walking out of the class. When it was my turn, after like waiting for like 3 hours and just like mentally building up how terrible it was gonna be, I walked in and kids were just going fucking crazy. And I had to walk to the back of the class and sit down and watch the teacher that was in front of me try to teach their class for the last like 3 minutes of their slotted time. And it was going horribly. And no one was listening. And kids were like jumping up on desks. And then it was my turn. And I got up there. Every time a new teacher cycles out, kids will watch you and they will decide if you're worth listening to. And if they can tell they can walk all over you, they will. And I started teaching and they gave me about 10 seconds and immediately everyone started going crazy again. And I kid you not, it was so hectic and so crazy and I was so flustered and overwhelmed by this room full of 8-year-olds that was going absolutely berserk that I walked out of there and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And so that feeling sat with me for the rest of my teaching career. And every single class from then on, I decided that if anyone did anything that I didn't like, if they disrupted my classroom in any way, if they were talking out of turn, and I mean literally anything, I would call it out immediately and let them know that they cannot keep doing that. And if they keep doing that, there will be consequences. So this was the first time that Ludwig started his class and the first time someone had actually legitimately disrupted him. It distracted him from his train of thought. And what did he do? He said, everybody gets 2 or whatever. Everyone gets 1, the second one you're out. First off, he doesn't just ignore it. He addresses it immediately and he lets that person know if they do it again, they're kicked out, which lets everyone know what he plans for how he plans for the class to go. If you don't stop and think about it, it just looks like a quick passing thing. But what he just did right there was so powerful.
Oh, shit. Content Creator of the Year 2022. You got one? Oh, shit.
And he's also demonstrating his value right here. So he's demonstrating why should you listen to him. You're not in the spot where I am, and you're not the spot where you want to be, so listen to me.
The average viewership of all the streamers who participated in Streamer U 2025 is down 287 viewers. Wow. They have lost viewers year over year. Wow. Now, obviously, that's outweighed by people with larger streams. Okay, they have much more of an impact. The median streamer, all right, the median, we know what the median is, right? You slash both ends so you get the person in the middle, all right? The median viewers, all you need to know, has gained 4 viewers before and after Streamer U.
Okay, I think this is enough. I just want to talk about this in general. So you'll notice how quiet everybody is. Again, you need to communicate to your students when you're teaching all the reasons why it's super important to listen to what you're saying and why they should invest in what you're teaching. By showing this slide, Ludwig is saying, hey guys, I know that you guys are probably on top of the world right now. You're on top of the moon. You're so happy you made it into Streamer University, but you have not made it. You haven't made it, and statistically, you're going to fall off even harder than before you got in here. Without even saying it, he's implying by listening to what he has to say, he's going to save you from that, or he's going to make it less likely that that's happening to you. By doing this as a teacher, you're getting your students to buy in without saying you guys need to buy in. You're providing a clear and concise reason why they need to listen to you. And you can tell, like, look how quiet everybody got. As soon as he said, hey, by the way, half of you guys are gonna fail. Everyone shut up. You know what I mean? Suddenly it's not about clip forming anymore. Everyone's like, oh shit.
Do you guys remember being at school? For some of you, it's not that long ago. And you're fucking sick of school, but Christmas is around the corner. And that's exciting. That brings you there, pulls you, it literally pulls you through the last week, month of school, whatever, because you're excited to get to Christmas, okay? As a creator myself, I can get very tired of the monotony. I have a strict schedule I adhere to. I go live X amount of days. I farm XYZ YouTube videos. You do that for 8 years, it gets boring. So what keeps me going is Christmas. I make myself a Christmas. For me, personally, it is a big event. Something I'm really excited to do. I have streamer games in 2 weeks. I'm excited to do that. So I know, okay, I gotta get all my ducks in a row. Gotta get my YouTube videos out, I gotta get my streams out, I got Christmas coming up. All right, first part of the year, I do this event called Tip to Tip, a motorcycle around the world, my friend Michael Reeves. That is Christmas, I'm so excited to do that. But I know I gotta do my work, okay, before, to get to that. Make yourself a Christmas. It can be whatever.
The thing that Lud is doing really well is that if he were to do that discipline stuff in the beginning, like we talked about, if he were to just like set the expectations that you need to listen to him or he's going to kick you out, letting everyone know that he's starting class with very clear intentions. But the thing is that not only is what he's teaching relevant to streaming, but I think you should also make yourself a Christmas in life. If you can tie back the stuff you want to teach from your lessons to real life and make several different connections, which is what Ludwig is doing, that's also an excellent thing that you can do as a teacher because it makes people that much more invested. I don't hear anybody talking right now.
Something you're excited to do.
Everyone's
Maybe
listening.
It is a big streamed event.
You know what I mean?
Maybe it is a YouTube video recording. Maybe it's a vacation. But ultimately, whoever is successful will do this. Dean Sinat.
I'm just here to look around.
Guys, we have about 5 minutes left in class. I appreciate you all being very attentive. Stream review's going great. You know what they're gonna say on Twitter in a month about Kai if he doesn't go live? When's the next stream, Kai? Spark up. We want to see something. What you got for us? They don't care that he put in all this work anymore. What's next?
Bro, here's what I will say. The cameramen at Streamer U are fucking cooking. Like some of these cutaways that we're getting, like this cutaway feels like it's from The Office.
What you got for us? When's the next stream, Kai? Spark up.
And can I just say, what's happening right now is also excellent. What Ludwig is doing right now is a good teaching thing. Kai Cenat walks into the room. Ludwig did not know that was gonna happen, but he rolls with it. And not only does he roll with it, he is using Kai now as an example. So he's using Kai to teach lessons. And I think that's so good. In order to be a teacher, you have to like roll on the fly. You have to adapt to changes. If you can't do that, then you're not gonna be successful. You're not gonna have as successful as a class as you could. And Ludwig is doing that in real time. You know what I mean? That is, not only is that a good entertainment thing, but it's also like he's with it. He's rolling with it. You know what I mean? It's cool.
But in general, I think this is the biggest hole. I think as creators, okay?
Okay, they cut out a part that I thought was really, really good in this VOD.
That's true.
Let's be honest with ourselves. Raise your hand if you think you suck at YouTube. I looked through almost all your channels, guys.
Wait, dead at?
I looked through all your channels.
Okay, tell me the last thing I posted.
The Mighty BA, you posted your first video. It's pathetic. It's an embarrassment. It's called I Play Fortnite with a Transgender. It has 300. You want to say I didn't do my homework? You're a pathetic excuse for a creator if that's your first video.
And that is an excellent thing to do. As a teacher, it basically proved that he did his preparation. He showed up to class actually prepared, and he establishes himself as an authority. He took down the person that was trying to disrupt this class and basically challenge his authority by saying, oh yeah, name my last video. He challenged that, proved he was right, and shut him down at the same time. And so it sets the vibe for every single, like no one else is gonna say, oh yeah, name my last video now. Everyone trusts that Ludwig did his preparation because he was able to prove himself in that moment that he not only cared enough to look at everyone's stuff, so they know that the lecture is now more targeted at them directly, but also like, hey, listen to him because he's gonna put you on blast if you don't. He did look at your shit. It's like being like, hey, I checked your search history. I checked all your search histories. Do you know how I say that you guys can feel when I'm actively disengaging with the game? In the exact same way, students can feel when a teacher is not prepared or when they don't care about the material or if they don't care like about what they're teaching or if they actually learn anything, right? You can feel that. Everyone can feel that. Students especially, and kids are smart. Like you might think, oh, kids are like, you know, the younger and less intelligent and less developed or whatever, so therefore they can't pick it up. No, they can. Kids can 100% pick that up. So Lud is not only giving off that, for lack of a better term, aura that he has prepared, but he also just wholeheartedly, 100% without doubt, proved it in real time. And I thought that was such a great moment. He like his preparation really paid off in that moment. Yes, Neo Chronos. Oh, that is a great point. When I used to teach, I used to prepare my slides so well and prepare my presentations before class so well that I could not look at the board and hit like the right arrow key to switch slides. I could not turn around, face the class the entire time, hit the right arrow key and go slide to slide. So I'd be like teaching and I'd want to go to the next word and I'd hit the next thing and it would come up and I would never face the board. I feel like right there, without saying anything, you are communicating, you have done preparation, you care about what you've made, you've actively put time into it, and people want to reward that with their attention. You know what I'm saying? And Ludwig is doing a great job of doing that. He is looking at his slides, but like, that's whatever. Like, he's doing a great job. He's doing a fantastic job of it. I think that's a great point to point out, yeah.
Okay, and that's why you think the right one's better? Yeah. Congratulations to you all. And by you all, I mean you three.
Fuck.
This is an objective measurement about what is better. This is not a subjective question. This is an A/B thumbnail test that I did. YouTube has this feature. You can upload multiple thumbnails. They'll give them out to viewers. All right, this is built in. You should have it on your YouTube page as well. And they'll show you which one people are more likely to click. Do you guys know who Michael Reeves is?
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Michael Reeves is one of the best YouTubers, I think. He's a robotics YouTuber. He has a little test. I'm going to teach you guys a secret. It's Michael Reeves' secret. You're the only people who know about this outside of myself and Michael Reeves. Congratulations. You get to find out. All right. The Michael Reeves method. Oh. What Michael Reeves does is when he's debating what thumbnail to go with, he blurs his eyes like this and looks at it.
Also, can we talk about too, this is something that's kind of underrated too. Ludwig does this when he's storytelling. He will go from point A to point B to point C to point D without even having you recognize that there's a transition between each of the points that he's making. A really good teaching lesson does the exact same thing. It almost feels like you're essentially listening to a story and you're falling into a trance and everything flows together perfectly. He's going from point to point to point and it's all blending together really, really well. And I feel like to have a great lesson, like to have someone lock into a lesson, it has to do that. And he's doing a great job with that. Every time that I would plan my lessons in my PowerPoints, I used to be like, okay, how can I like transition each piece I want to talk to into something else? Or like, how can I bring up why people should care about this next thing that I'm going to talk about? And you have to kind of weave everything together. He's doing a great job of it.
And this is literally a list. I'm going 1, 2, 3 in my view, okay? When I run events, I run major events with 40, 50 plus people. The number one thing that I focus on is everyone who went had a good time, because if they had a good time, they'll come to another one. All right? A little secret for this one, if you have food, they have a lot better of a time. If it's in person, you guys get food, people get way happier when they're full. Second thing.
Also, good life advice. Can we talk about, again, this is day 4, new class, new session, and Ludwig is again starting the class with a very good question that makes you think, makes you want to hear the answer, demonstrates value, hooks you, like low key. Actually, you know what, high key? I feel like content creation helps you with teaching, and teaching helps you with content creation. So I'm actually not surprised that Ludwig is cooking this hard, because if you want to engage a class to make you listen and care about what you have to teach, it's the exact same way you engage in making an audience focus on what it is you want them to watch. So I'm really not surprised that he's dynamite at this.
Second point, talk about friends. Value of friends. They keep you grounded. All right? Don't drop your day ones.
You know, I said before that I think content creation helps with teaching and teaching helps with content creation. I also think storytelling ability helps being a teacher. I feel like some of the best lessons can be communicated via stories. And I think everyone that watches Ludwig knows that he's goated at storytelling.
Guys, I have some extra time, so we can field some questions. You guys also are free to leave at this point. I do not mind if you walk out. I will be here until about 1:30. Does anyone have some questions right now?
Above and beyond everything, there's 2 things. Number 1, you have to keep your class in line. You have to keep them disciplined, okay? And the second thing I'm going to say is going to tie along with that. Ludwig did a great job of that. The first time someone did any type of disruption, he set the standards immediately. He said, everyone gets 1. If you do a second one, you're out. And everyone understands immediately that he's not playing around, and you have to pay attention. You know what I mean? So he did a great job of that. Number 2, you have to actually provide value and show your students that you prepare and you care about them learning, right? So I guess that's a whole bunch of things in one. But those 2 things help each other with both. So I think Ludwig did a great job of both of them. Obviously, he put in a lot of time. It's evident he put in a lot of time. And when someone challenged him on that, he was able to prove that he did. I do not think that everyone's overhyping how good of a job he did. I think he did a great job. He gets a stamp of approval.
All right, y'all. Class is mixed.
The camera work is so goated. Guys, here's what I will say. as my final conclusions, as a veteran teacher of 5 years, Ludwig fucking killed it. For all the reasons that were mentioned throughout the video. I do not think people are overglazing him. I do not think it was overhyped of how good of a job he did. I think Ludwig did a fantastic job of disciplining his class, providing value, showing him he cares by showing up prepared, not reading off his slides. It was obvious that he was practicing his PowerPoints, showing that he was invested in their growth by actually looking into their channels, improving it. I feel like Ludwig did a phenomenal job. I thought it was a great session, honestly.